kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Esports Broadcasting Network or Sim Racing Media LLC, whichever platform you're watching from, either YouTube or Facebook. We're here for the Sunday Night NASCAR Series at Phoenix Raceway. My name is Jonathan Leach. I'm filling in for James Riles, co-owner, producer of SNN. Joining me is Joseph Lester, who's filling in for Rhea Ferris. Joseph, you're pretty familiar with this series, and you've already told me a lot of what to expect, but how about you tell the fans and all those drivers out there that are listening right now? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to see a lot of lanes being used tonight. We're going to see guys go all the way to the apron and the dog leg and cut through that. We're going to see some guys moving through the field that might not have had the greatest Q lap, but are usually up front.
All right, so something interesting that I'm seeing right now. It looks like we do have drivers gridding for a heat race. So it looks like we're going to get to see some heat racing, 3 laps going in here. This is a little Greek to me. I wasn't expecting this personally, but this seems like it's going to be a pretty neat feature, I must say so. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about the race info. We'll go ahead and put that up. This is Phoenix Raceway. It's Davis Brothers Roofing, and they're at Phoenix Raceway. Sunday night NASCAR. Again, Jonathan Leach, Joseph Lester in the booth. 77 degrees outside. Kind of cool for Phoenix. Track temperature is only 92 degrees, which in the spring race, or the fall race, it's more like 92. Or excuse me, more like 110, I apologize. Track length just barely over a mile. I think this heat race is going to show us quite a bit of what to expect for the main event, Joseph, as I'll let you take it away as they're getting ready to go.
Yeah, it does look like this was a mistake to have these heat races. It's not letting them advance. But I guess we'll go ahead and call this until we get this all sorted out. Joe Stafford on the inside, RJ Root on the outside, Leo Bonacasa on the inside, Ryan Samuelson on the outside. Here we go. We're coming to the green for heat race number 1, and we are off and away. And Joe Stafford has a huge jump on RJ Root. He's going to get clear into 1, sorry. That's the old configuration I was thinking about. RJ Root looking to run that high line, arcing it down, trying to get the run off to get Joe Stafford, but nothing yet. Leo on the inside trying to make a move on Ryan Samuelson.
And you know what I wanted to mention was how low Joe Stafford went right on that restart in order to give him a little bit of room between himself and Raymond Root. Already got some huge movers, however, coming back to the 6th spot. Nolan Hodgson is up 14 positions. I'm kind of curious to see what he did to make that happen. 2 laps remaining here for the heat. These drivers getting a little bit of extra practice right here. We got a car on the inside wall. It's number 45. It's going to collect 2 more drivers. That's a rough way for a heat right there. 2 laps remaining. Now, does the heat have cautions? Taking the white flag now. I guess they're just going to drive through this. I'm showing it was Leo Bonacasa, Ian Humphreys, and a couple more drivers. Big slide out, the number 8 right there, Raymond Root. Joe Stafford seems to be sailing along on his way. Another driver turns around right there. Man, these heat races are dangerous.
Yeah, they are. I don't think these guys are really taking it serious because it's not really for points or anything. It was just a little bit of a technical difficulty, but Joe Stafford won Heat 1. I'm not sure if we'll get a Heat 2, but good win for him there.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, this is just some additional practice. So we're going to have another heat, then we're going to get to the main event. 3 laps, not too bad. Kind of fun to see. It's a quick shootout, like you said. Not really trying too hard. You see Stafford just go right into a drift right there. Just doing his best.
Yeah, I'm pretty good buddies with Stafford, and he really does like drifting on a set of Corsa, and I think that kind of translated over to that little drift we saw.
Absolutely, sir. And looks like for this heat, we're going to have a few different drivers. Alex Murray's going to lead the way on this one. Mike Wright up front as well. Running out the back, you're going to have Andrew Layden and Christian Stewart.
So, it looks like Chris Claud's telling everybody not to grid. So, not sure what's happening. This will go to grid, but they're gonna fix it, I believe, is what I'm hearing by race control.
All right, well, that's good to know then, folks. We're going to be sitting here for just a minute. Already got a few of you guys saying things in the chat. We'll appreciate you guys for being here. You know, I'm a little bit excited for this. I'm normally kind of in the back, behind the scenes on operations. Don't get to do a lot of grassroots calling the series. You know, that's what people like you, Joseph, do. You, your dad, everybody else that works so hard for our team. But getting to come back and call SNN, which is one of the leagues that kind of started everything for us. This series really got things going when we were starting to kind of find our groove. And their first season with us, they had, 5, 6, 7 different producers till James finally came around and kind of took the series under his wing. And since then, it's been a pretty fun partnership. Always great racing, great league leadership from Chris, and looking forward to another epic season. I believe we're only, 4 races in right now out of 36, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is, and we've already seen 3 different winners. 2 guys from FFR, Alex Murray and RJ Root, have won the previous 2 weeks, and Joe Stafford on Propel Motorsports won the season opener at Daytona. RJ is leading the points by 1 position over Nicholas Breidenbach. He's kind of flown under the radar, but it's definitely been an interesting points battle through 3 races.
Well, that's what you would expect kind of early on with some of these races. I don't want to say they're cookie cutter tracks by any mean, shape, or form, but we haven't really got into the tracks that are crazy yet. But Phoenix might be a little different. But I mean, you mentioned something pre-race that with these track temperatures, that you thought you could get around the track really fast yourself, since we know that you drive. Are you expecting it to be a fairly clean race then, or do you think there's going to be a lot of spinning off of Ford too?
Well, track temp has raised up about 6 degrees since qualifying, so I expect these guys to be slipping and sliding all the way around the track. It's really been fun to race here in NIS and just in test sessions with some of the drivers.
Well, that's a great way to learn when you get in and start doing some extra work like that, ghost driving and whatnot. Greg, got a couple of people talking about how are you, Joseph? Someone named Maris, great announcing. Independence Racing Networks, rooting for Bob Nestor, Chris Claud, Dave Regal. Hey, everybody, if y'all didn't know, Dave's on our team as well. He does an excellent job. You can catch him Tuesday and Wednesday nights here in the Sports Broadcasting Network, as well as Jeff Carson. Sarah Harrison's rooting for Warren Young. She says, drive like I know you can. But, that's something that's really a lot of fun with this series is there's always a lot of fan interaction, I guess it's the best way to put it. A lot of these people jump in and say things, and that makes things a lot of fun. And looking forward to it. And I think this is... Have you and I called a race together? I don't think we have we?
I don't believe so, and I was really looking forward to broadcasting with you when I found out I was going to be doing this race a little bit earlier.
Yeah, well, I'm just appreciative you were free for it. Rhea had apparently she's in a little bit of pain, and she had her long race in the ISNF series, which was brought to you by Tony and Jason earlier. That was like a 4-hour race for those guys. But now it's time to start the show. We got to get down on the grid right here. So starting on the pole is going to be Joe Stafford, Alex Murray to his outside. With row 2 going to be Raymond Root, Nicholas Breidenbach. Row 3 is Kavaha Holt, Josh Ward. Row number 4 is Nolan Hodgson, Chad Sanner. J.C. Gibson out of Pensacola, Florida. I know that guy. Somewhere I haven't been in a while, but I'm going to visit soon. Starting 9th with 10th, it's going to be Austin Story. Go ahead.
11th will be Seba Cornez. 12th, Matthew Gaskins. 13th, Ryan Samuelson. 14th, Ken Ron filling in for Alex Princeton. 15th, Barrett Coffey. 16th is Brad Gunn. 17th is Randy Spivey. 18th is John Buwalda. 19th, Leo Bonacasa. And 20th, James Ray.
Starting row 11th, Chris Watkins will be on the inside with Jeff O'Rourke to the outside. Row 12, Lauren Jones, Tom McGee. Row 13 is Kevin Rourke, William Fink, with row 14 being Jarrett Small, Andrew Layden. Ian Humphrey starts 29th. Warren Young, who's got some fans in the chat, is going to be starting 30th for this one.
31st is Steve Vrooman. 32nd, Mike Wright. 33rd will be Chris Gore. 34th, Dakota Cave. 35th, Bob Nestor. 36th, John Timms. 37th, Jeff Carson. 38th, Dave Regal. 39th, we'll have the 10 of Chris Claud, and then 40th, Chris Claud.
40th will be Brian Tarnowski. However, we're getting word from your dad that the lineup is about to get completely shuffled up. Sounds to me like we're not going to have time to go through this lineup again, as we have a huge pileup right there. Not not really a pile-up, but roadblock almost caused some incidents. Let's go ahead and just talk about the last few drivers. You got Steve Darderis, Tony Burt, Derek Jacobs. I'm showing Christian Stewart rounding out the field. Or, nope, I don't think he's actually on track. He might have just been one of those drivers that came in and then left. And Christian used to call some races for us, if you didn't know, Joseph. It's been a while. He's got some outside things going on. But, all right, so much for going through the grid with things changing. A little bit of information didn't quite get past us in a timely manner, but thanks, Damon, for letting us know. So these guys are going to try to get this squared away, and we'll see if we can get started here after a while.
Yeah, it's really, this doesn't happen often with these guys. It's really a well-run league. There's rarely ever any mishaps in this session, but I'm really looking forward to see what these drivers can do here today.
Yeah, Phoenix is a track that I thoroughly enjoy. Never really finished too well the few times that I've actually ran here, but that's not really what I'm not going to say that's my fault. It's normally drivers towards the end of the race we're all trying to get what we can. But turn 4 is where it's just really important here, and I guess that's the old turn 4. I'm trying to think. No, I'm pretty sure I've raced on the new configuration. So yeah, the turn 4 where that wall gets come and catch you real quick if you don't let it roll through the corner really well. I'm kind of looking forward to see how these drivers handle that and see how many take a bite out of that wall coming out of the corner trying to get all they can.
Yeah, and the experience I've had this week, you kind of want to break it that 3 cone into 3 and 4, and then around the 2 cone and 1 and 2. So you're really wanting to back up the corners and try to roll through the center. 1 and 2, you're kind of want to run middle on entry, float it up to the high line, and cut it back down all the way to the bottom. 3 and 4, you just want to brake as early as you can while still carrying speed. Get to that bottom, then gas it up.
Well, we're going to see how well these drivers can do that as we're finally getting ready to get started here. You know, we want to mention that the SNN series is brought to you by Buttkicker, Davis Brothers Roofing. We normally have a commercial for Davis Brothers Roofing. Unfortunately, I don't personally have it. I tried to get it together prior to the race, but I do not have the commercial. But we're going to make sure we talk about them a lot. Really appreciate them supporting our fellow race car drivers, sim racing drivers. Gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Really looking forward to it. Pace lights are out, so now we're about getting ready to go racing, John.
Yeah, and so I'm just going to go through the top 5 real quick. We got Joe Stafford first, Alex Murray second, RJ Root third. Fourth, we will have the 38 of, I believe, Mike Wright, and fifth, we'll have James Ray. I could be mistaken, though.
Yeah, I'm showing a couple things a little bit different right there. Here we go, folks. The pace car is already down. Green flag is out for this one here at Phoenix. We're started on lap 50 of 156 since we had to get things sorted out, but that's going to be all right.
And as these guys go through the Geico restart zone, Joe Stafford will lead them to the green, and we're finally racing here today. And our Alex Murray's on the outside trying to make a move on Joe Stafford. Joe couldn't quite get clear, and Alex Murray's already looking to pounce.
You know, we didn't see that crazy move like we saw Joe Stafford make for that heat race. He didn't dive right down to the inside, just kind of stayed up top side, make sure things were going all right. And I'm showing a yellow flag already.
Yeah, I believe they were still having a couple issues with the lineup, so they had to throw a caution, get everything sorted out.
All right. Yeah, now I'm showing different lap 2 now, no longer lap 5. So a couple things are changing right here, folks. Just kind of bear with us as the race control admins are trying to get everything sorted out. And I'll have to apologize. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I have to apologize if we you guys hear any screaming. Apparently my room's not quite as soundproof as I thought it was going to be. I've got a 1.5-year-old running through the house screaming bloody murder. So, if y'all hear him, I do apologize for the little bit of extra noise. I'll do the best I can to drown that out as the race goes on. It's 8:50. Hopefully he'll be in bed soon, but we'll just have to kind of work around that.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys, the field's really weird right now. I think they're trying to wave some people around because somehow they went a lap down. It's weird, but they're working on it to fix it, and just bear with us.
I wonder if the trouble's more towards the back of the field.
It's showing the leaderboard is really weird from when the caution came out. We saw RJ Rouff, Alex Murray, and Joe Stafford up there, 1, 2, 3. Now we got Bob Nestor, Jeff Carson, Chris Claud, and Brian Tarnowski up in front of them. So I think it's pretty much all throughout the field right now. And these guys just trying to get it sorted out. Just like we've said time and time again, just bear with us. We're going through some technical difficulties, and hopefully we can get this sorted out soon enough so we can get these guys back racing and enjoying what we love to see every Sunday night. Let's go ahead and go through a little bit of a series recap. The previous winner here, when we came around, was Joe Stafford in the championship race last year. He was the champion, defending Phoenix winner. He won the Daytona season opener as well. And then we had RJ Rouff go out and win at Auto Club, I believe. And last week we saw James Ray dominate all night long, and we saw within the closing laps a caution come out, and Alex Murray stole the show and provided a thrilling finish with a last lap pass. Just still working through this all. Don't know when it will be fixed, but I think they're shooting for around lap 15 or so. And it's just a little bit of a glitch iRacing has sometimes, and we're trying to get it fixed as much as we can.
Well, you know, Joseph, since we're trying to sort things out, you and I can take a quick, we can take a step back. That way we can kind of converse ourselves while they're getting this sorted out. We're going to leave it right here, guys, so you can kind of see these drivers just running around back and forth. And you expect Joseph and I back here in a few minutes.
We are back underway here in the Davis Brothers Roofing S&N Cup Series, and we got a little bit of a mix-up up front now, and we're seeing Bob Nestor lead, second Lauren Jones, third Jeff Carson. These guys are picking their way through the field that started up front originally. Joe Stafford, Alex Murray trying to find a way around. Oh, we got Chris Claud in the wall, and Bob Nestor followed him through. That'll put Joe Stafford in the lead, and I believe RJ Root in second. Alex Murray is in third, trying to wrap that bottom. He has a huge run on RJ Root. Those teammates might be looking to make a move on each other, and he just didn't quite have a good enough run. RJ Root did shoot through the corner a little too much, and we got a caution come out. And Alex Murray will be in... Oh, I'm sorry. Lauren Jones, I believe, is leading. And I am not sure what is going on. SDK is showing John Timms as the leader.
Yeah, SDK is completely out of whack right now itself because of what's going on here, trying to get it sorted out as well. Just kind of restarted the whole program. I think you might be right. I'm showing John Timms up front now myself. Perhaps it's sorted itself out with the iRacing shenanigans, but I guess that's what happens on week 13, which seems to be a lot of what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much seen this in a lot of races this week. Is just a couple iRacing bugs with the new update that they just haven't quite figured out. I think everything should be fine now. Not sure what the caution was for. I didn't see anybody throw a caution like race control, so it might have just been like a spin or something. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, it looks like John Timms is going down pit road. We got Joe Stafford finally. I think they got the lead sorted out. Joe Stafford first, Raymond Root second, third Alex Murray, fourth James Ray, fifth Lauren Jones, sixth Brian Tarnowski, seventh Mike Wright, eighth Chris Watkins, ninth Josh Ward, and 10th Nicholas Breidenbach.
Yeah, fingers crossed that we finally have this one sorted out. Coming around to lap 15, like you mentioned a little bit ago, that's kind of what we thought the game plan time was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit of a kink in the road, or a bump in the road. I think we'll get this sorted out and get back green here shortly.
Well, you know,
Go
man,
ahead.
we think the same thing at the same times. One thing we can mention right now, though, is with all the extra time, I've been able to get a good look at a lot of really pretty paint schemes, and they're eating up a lot of computer memory because of how nice they are. And there's a good looking Cheetos machine for Lauren Jones. A little further back, a nice machine for JC Gibson. And I mean, this isn't to go without saying the drivers that I'm missing. They're just really awesome paint schemes for this race right here. Another one here.
Certainly. Looks like we'll be going back green this time by. Hopefully that is the case, because This has some of the best racing we broadcast.
Oh, most definitely. I know you're ready. I'm ready. The drivers are certainly ready. The pace car is definitely tired of driving around in circles, and these guys are doing it too. There's no autopilot feature. Driving around here at 50 miles an hour gets kind of boring, but here we go. Time to finally get things started. It's all yours.
Joe Stafford will lead him to the green once again, just like the initial start. RJ Root on the outside, Alex Murray on the inside. Alex Murray looking to make a pass on that inside lane. Couldn't quite do it. And RJ Root running that higher line, trying to get the run off, kind of like we saw in the NASCAR Cup race tonight, where there's PJ1. There's not PJ1 here on iRacing, but I think they've kind of tweaked the grip levels through there.
It's very possible, and you know something we kind of noticed this time around, Joe Stafford did dive low a little bit to build up a little space between himself and the second place car, and there's a machine flying through right there. That's number 40 of Alex Murray, really trying to make things happen early. And it's something that's kind of tough about this track from a producer standpoint is the cars are so fast, and the few camera angles they have really makes it difficult to catch everything as it happens. But we're going to do our best. As finally under green here. Lap 18 of 156, leader still Joe Stafford. A lot of movement further back in the pack, however.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're watching Leo Bonacasa kind of work his way through the field, and he's trying to make a move on Kavaja Holt. Can't quite get there that time, but maybe we can see him make a pass through 3 and 4.
A little bit of contact with the wall. The driver, unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch who that was when it happened, but it was a little further back in this general area. I saw some more smoke. There's a contact right there in the back.
Story. Kevin Rourke was involved, and more. Not sure what happened. Looks like they just ran out of space in that middle line down the dog leg. And I'm not sure if they misjudged or what. And then we had a wreck afterwards. Man, that was just a chaotic lap. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that definitely chaotic. Looked like Kevin Rourke got a little bit loose right there. And there's just all sorts of problems with iRacing right now. The replay feature's not even doing us a solid anymore. Nothing but flickering machines whenever we're trying to see exactly what happened here. Try one more time, see if it sorted itself out. No, there's multiple drivers. That wasn't even the main wreck. Chris Gore Sr. was in the wall, as well as a few other drivers towards the back that you mentioned.
Oh, looks like somebody kind of got loose on the apron, came up into Kevin Rourke, and Austin Story had nowhere to go, and he got collected.
Yeah, just kind of a tough moment right there. And God, this is really, everything's going really haywire with iRacing. I'm gonna take a quick moment back here and see what's going on. We'll be right back. Alright folks, back live here trying to sort things out to make sure everything's working properly, and we're still having trouble. I just don't really understand what's going on right here at this moment. But we heard from the back through the grapevine there might be some retaliation from what just happened right there. Joseph, if you want to fill us in on that.
Just a couple drivers getting fed up with how their season's gone and not really happy, but here we go. RJ Root on the inside. It looks like this might be James Ray looking to make a move. Joe Stafford is leading. Alex Murray trying to make a pass on second for RJ Root. Alex Murray's going to try to cut it back. Couldn't quite do it. I think they're just kind of settled in because it's a 2-3-4 FFR lock.
All right,
looks like we
got. Sorry, see if we have things a little bit more sorted out right here. Having some really abnormal frame loss, Joseph. It could be a lot to do with the new update. I know a lot of things were changed, but worked fine in testing. But perhaps it has a lot to do with all these really nice schemes. We got trouble right there. That's Josh Ward, I believe, the number 24. No, Nicholas Breidenbach, the number 24 machine.
Not sure what happened there. It was really odd. RJ Root kind of running that seam in 1 and 2, really rotating better than I really seen anybody do up front. Joe Stafford just able to make 3 and 4 so much better than anybody else. He's really able to roll that bottom and hit it every time, while RJ Root's running a little bit higher and not able to get to the inside quite as well. Now it looks like Joe Stafford's leading them into 3 and 4. RJ Root second, Alex Murray third, and fourth James Ray. Fifth we have Chris Watkins, sixth Seba Cornez, seventh Josh Ward, eighth JC Gibson, ninth Mike Wright, and 10th Leo Bonacasa. You could throw a blanket over this top 4. Joe Stafford has a little more of a gap than from second through fourth, but everybody else through that little group, there's no space between them.
Absolutely not. Kind of what we would expect to see here at Phoenix. You're going to have your little gaps in groups of cars. Some people really have it figured out more so than others. And unfortunately, I'm still having trouble. So this is a little abnormal on my end. I'm going to halfway blame iRacing, halfway blame the Week 13, and part of all the other technical issues that the league was dealing with to begin with. I'm going to go dark screen, Joseph. I want you to call this the best you can. I'm going to reload the session and see if that'll help us.
Alright, we got RJ Root in second, Joe Stafford still leading, third Alex Murray, and fourth we have James Ray. They're all just running inside lane, not really any movement throughout there. Bear with me while I'm making a quick little change here. It looks like if we go farther back in the pack, we got Seba Cornez and Chris Watkins battling inside and out. Josh Ward running the outside, JC Gibson following behind. These guys are all really close together. Josh Ward trying to make a move on the inside of Chris Watkins. He'll dive it in really deep. JC Gibson will follow. They are side by side heading to the start finish line for fifth. Sorry. Josh Ward got clear of him. He now has to set his sights on Seba Cornez. Josh Ward really able to run that middle line better than Seba. I wonder if he'll be able to close in on him. JC Gibson looking to pass Chris Watkins again. Chris Watkins really struggling for grip. It looks like he's just really tight right now. JC Gibson passes him, and we got a caution out. I'm going to try and see what happened here, and I'll try to explain it to you best as I can. Not sure I see what the caution was for. I apologize for that. It's not showing up on SDK either. But let's go through a quick rundown of the field. First, we got Joe Stafford, second, Raymond Root, third, Alex Murray, fourth, James Ray, fifth, Seba Cornez, sixth, Josh Ward, seventh, JC Gibson, eighth, Chris Watkins, ninth, Mike Wright, 10th, Leo Bonacasa, 11th, Kavaja Holt, 12th, Chad Sander, 13th, we got Nolan Hodgson, 14th, Nicholas Breidenbach, 15th, Randy Spivey, 16th, Tom McGee, 18th, we got Jeff O'Rourke, Ryan Samuelson, 19th, Brad Gunnett, 20th, 21st, Steve Ruman, 22nd, Austin Story, 23rd, Andrew Layton, 24th, Barrett Coffey, and 25th, Bob Nestor. Looks like they're all coming down pit road to try to figure this out as much as they can and get some tires, fill it up, maybe make some adjustments, try to get those cars driving as well as possible. We're on lap 34 out of 156. It's going to be a pretty long night. Joe Stafford goes into that first pit stall and says, give me some 4 fresh good years and get me out of pit road as quick as possible. I'll get you the running order of the top 5 as soon as they get out of pit road. It looks like Joe Stafford will be first, Austin Story second, Alex Murray third, fourth we got Josh Ward, fifth, Seba Cornez, sixth, Bob Nestor. RJ Root might have stayed out. I believe he did. That will be really interesting to see if he'll get eaten up or if clean air will prevail. Joe Stafford continues to be the dominant car this race, but looks like we got some new faces with people staying out, people maybe taking 2, maybe somebody not taking any tires. We'll just have to see, as we still got the pace car lights on. Let's go ahead and go through the top 10 after this little pit stops. RJ Root will lead, James Ray second, third, Tom McGee, fourth, Joe Stafford, fifth, Austin Story, sixth, Alex Murray, seventh, Josh Ward, eighth, Seba Cornez, ninth, Bob Nestor, and 10th, Chris Watkins. The pace car is still going around. Just bear with us as we try to get through these technical. Looks like the pace car lights are off, and we're gonna see all the calamity ensue with these guys staying out and 2 tires, 4 tires. Not sure what Austin Story did to gain about 20 positions, but I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I know you all can't see right now, but I'm gonna walk you through this kind of like you're listening to the radio, MRN, PRN. RJ Root on the inside, second James Ray, third Tom McGee, fourth Joe Stafford, fifth and Austin Story. Here we go. We're coming down this back straightaway, heading into 3 and 4 to get this restarted. They're about to go through the Geico restart zone as RJ Root kind of pulling them up and then yanking it back down. He'll get a huge jump. Joe Stafford might get to the outside of James Ray here for the second position. Couldn't quite do that, but he is on the freshest tires as we'll try and see him. Oh, he spins right in front of Alex Murray. There's 2 cars involved. That took out 2 of our big name drivers this season. This could lead to a RJ Root James Ray show. It doesn't